Hey y'all, and welcome to part 2 of my 2026 most anticipated book releases. I am very excited to talk to you about some books coming out in April, May, and June. I had a huge list and I actually had to cut this one back because it was well over 20 books, and like, who has the time? I like to yap anyway. That video would have been an hour. So let's jump right in with the books coming out in April. I am dead chuffed about this first book. It is called A Place Between. It is book 4 in the Lightfall series by Tim Probert, and we are back with Bee and Cad on their adventure to restore light to the dark world of Urpa. After being separated in the previous book, Bee and Cad are kind of on their own missions, and they have to work their way back to each other. I believe they'll rejoin in this book, I'm hoping. So like I said, it's book 4. It is a graphic novel. I think technically middle grade graphic novel. The cover, ooh, I love it. It's so perfect. I have enjoyed all 3 volumes so far, so I know volume 4 will be no exception. I have been following along Tim's progress as he's released some of the illustrations and artwork as he's working through it. So I am really, really excited for this one. It comes out April 7th. Staying with release date is The Book Witch by Meg Shaffer. I've still not read a Meg Shaffer book. I've been wanting to for a long time, and I actually received an ARC of this one. So this will be my first venture into her writing, and I'm really so excited for it. The Book Witch follows Rainey March, who herself is a book witch, and her task is to protect fictional stories by traveling in and out of them and taking care of disruptions and dangerous situations, all with the help of her feline familiar. Bound by strict rules separating fiction from reality, she is forbidden from seeing the Duke of Chicago ever again because she has fallen in love with him and he is a character in one of the books. But after her grandfather goes missing and a valuable book is stolen, she ends up recruiting the Duke of Chicago to help her solve the mystery. She is putting everything at risk by doing this, but she's clearly desperate. Their journey through these classic literary tales is going to uncover hidden secrets about her family and some enemies along the way. I think it sounds really good. The cover absolutely pulled me in, and again, this is another April 7th release. Next up is Really Bittersweet. It is Ryder by Jessica Peterson. This is book 5 and the last book in the Lucky Rivers Ranch series. As you may have guessed, the book is going to center youngest brother Ryder opposite his best friend's sister, Billy Wallace. Now, Billy is trying to run away from her wild child persona and decides to pursue barrel racing. Unfortunately, she is not a natural, and after her first attempt, she is injured pretty badly. Now, Ryder has always sort of ignored Billy. Billy always had a crush on him, but it's her brother's best friend, and he has always really avoided her and been kind of aloof. After Billy's accident, he turns completely attentive, supporting her ambitions and helping along in her recovery. As they spend more time together, the tension and banter moves into something a bit deeper, and Billy starts to wonder if Ryder can change his never sticking around kind of ways. These books and the series overall have brought me so much joy. So like I said, this is a bittersweet release, but thankfully, Jessica Peterson has already announced her next 5-book series, so look for book 1 in my next new releases video. Later in the month, we have Stay for a Spell by Amy Coombe coming out, and as you can see from the cover, like, that's what drew me in, right? But then I read the description and it just sounded perfect for me. This book is about Princess Tandel, aka Tandy, who is bored with her royal life. During a royal visit to a small town, Tandy finds herself cursed to stay in a shabby bookshop until she can discover her true heart's desire. Embracing this unexpected freedom, Tandy trades royal duties for books and finds herself inexplicably drawn to this charming but troublesome pirate. Unfortunately, her absence sparks some outrage and sends a load of princes to her front step, and this forces Tandy to really question what she truly wants from life. It sounds really sweet and really charming. I think there will be a lot of self-discovery, maybe some found family, and like a pirate. That sounds amazing. And finally, for April, Death Meets Cute by Jay Penner. The cover of this, again, completely drew me in. And I've read 1-2 of Jay Penner's books before, and they were good, but sort of just okay for me. This one seems really perfect. Let me tell you what it's about. Iris Wayward sets out to become a fearsome villain, but she ends up feeling unfulfilled after sowing some chaos and decides to move to a small town to build up her villainous reputation. When she reanimates an orc called Talon to serve as her enforcer, she is extremely frustrated to find that he is kind and sweet and endearing, and completely at odds with her villainous ambition. Confronted with a magical mystery crisis from her sisters, Iris must confront her changing heart and decide if love, not villainy, is her true power. It might be a little cheesy, it might sound a little predictable, but I think it's going to be really fun, and Talon sounds like a total cinnamon roll, so I'm here for it. First up for May is Platform Decay. This is book 8 in the Murderbot series by Martha Wells, and I could not be more excited. I have to say, I have not heard a whole lot about this book other than Murderbot is going to be volunteering for a rescue mission and then discovers that it involves being around a lot of humans, including human children. So I think Murderbot is going to have a time of this one. I cannot wait for their hilarious internal banter and more space adventures. Another beautiful cover that drew me in a series that I have been following is the Daisy Chain Flower Shop by Laurie Gilmore. This is in the Dream Harbor series, and I believe it's book 6. I have read all of these books and they've just been okay for me, but I can't stop reading them. So in this installment, we have Daisy, who is a flower shop owner, unlucky in love, and is now struggling to keep her flower shop afloat after the crazy Dream Harbor mayor says that it's cursed with bad luck, probably one of his dreams. Elliot is a newcomer to town and trying to avoid more heartbreak, he reluctantly enters the shop despite the mayoral warning of bad luck. Their unexpected meeting sparks the possibility that love can arrive when you least expect it and where you least expect it. So in this one, we have found family, fake dating, returning characters, small town vibes. Even though these books have been hit or miss for me, this one sounds like it has a lot of potential. It's starting to feel like most of these books are part of series, so let's keep that vibe going. Next up, we have A Parade of Horribles by Matt Dinniman. This is Dungeon Crawler Carl, book 8. I cannot wait to get back into the dungeon. Like I said, this is book 8 in a series, so I'm not sure how much I can say without giving too much away, but let's give it a try. The aftermath of the faction wars have thrown the world outside of the dungeon into pure chaos. But Donut and Carl find themselves on the 10th level, faced with a seemingly normal, or normal for the dungeon, task. Just run some races, get from point A to point B, don't come in last, get upgrades for your vehicles, the better you do. It sounds really simple. But what about the glitches in the AI and the rumblings from the NPCs about something called the Pineapple Cabaret? The AI has gone completely rogue and not even the showrunners know what's coming, but don't worry, Carl has a celebration planned all his own. Unfortunately, this one is so dangerous he can't even risk sharing it with his friends. This is going to be bananas. I cannot freaking wait. I hope that we get a little more about level 11 and the Pineapple Cabaret. That's all I'm going to say for now. I'm not going to give anything away, but I can't wait. Another bittersweet ending is Bad Boy Era by Amy Daws. This is book 4 in the Mountain Men Matchmaker series, and we are following Everly, the matchmaker of the group. Everly, like I said, is a skilled matchmaker, and she is back home from school to help open an animal sanctuary. I am assuming her aunt's animal sanctuary, only to be thrown off balance by Wolf. He is her roommate's troublemaker, brooding twin brother. She helps him secure a place to stay in exchange for his help at the sanctuary, and something starts to build. They're both a little mutually reluctant to start anything, but the tension builds, and as the chemistry grows, they find themselves wondering if this could be more than just a summer fling. I think it's going to be really cute. Again, bittersweet. It's the end, but Amy is still busy re-releasing her Wait With Me series, traditionally published this time, and she has more stuff in the works. So I'm really looking forward to whatever I can get from her. And wrapping it up with June, we continue with another series extension, and that is going to be Assassins in the Alehouse by Z.S. Diamanti in the Fables of Finlestia series. This will be book 3, I believe. The names are a little tough for me, so I'm going to do my best. Here we have Haskell Byrne, who is a former assassin. He goes into hiding in a seaside town after his guild is destroyed by a sorcerer. Trying to leave his violent past behind, he is offered a quieter, simpler life as a local brewer in this town. But when a threat targets his new friends, Haskell is forced to confront whether or not he can leave his past behind him. I think this will end up being a heartwarming, feel-good fantasy back in the world of Finlestia. Probably a little emotional, but overall just really nice. Next up, I could not be happier to tell you that the Golden Girls Mystery Series is going to be continued with book 2, called Death on the Lanai, and I think this time Blanche is the one in hot water. The girls accept a mysterious invitation to a party on a private island hosted by an artist from Blanche's past. Blanche reconnects with her former lover, now known as El Toro. I can see it all in my mind. And he tells her that she has always been his muse. But tension builds amongst the guests, many of whom have these complicated ties to the artist, and they're even more exacerbated when a storm traps everyone on the island. When the host, El Toro, is found murdered, all suspicion falls on Blanche, and the girls have to work together to clear her name. I honestly loved the first book, and Blanche has always been my favorite of the Golden Girls, so I can't wait to get a little more of her in this story. My one and only nonfiction for this quarter is going to be The Book of Birds by Robert MacFarlane and Jackie Morris. The Book of Birds is described as a unique field guide to birds that not only allows readers to identify birds, but to build a deeper connection with them through myths, behaviors, challenges, and just the lives of these birds. Jackie Morris brings them to life with her beautiful artwork in detailed watercolor. Together through Robert's essays and Jackie's beautiful artwork, the book serves as both a celebration of birds and a call to protect them from further decline. I cannot wait. This looks absolutely beautiful. Our penultimate book is going to be Romantic Hero by Kristy Greenwood. I love Kristy Greenwood, and this one sounds crazy. Also, there's two covers for this. I think one is the US, and that's this one here that I've pre-ordered. But there's also a UK cover I'm going to put up just for the rest of this because I kind of like it better. I think it's the UK cover. I think I saw it on Waterstones. Anyway, this book follows a struggling author. Gertie Bickerstaff is a romance author who's stuck in heartbreak and writer's block, and then completely shocked to find that the villain of her latest novel has come to life. River Oakley looks kind of like a bad boy, villainous cowboy to me, and I'm kind of here for it. The two strike a tentative agreement. He will help her get her ex back if she will finish the book, returning him to his own world. But as River proves that he's more than just a villain, Gertie has to decide between her old love or building something new. I do think this sounds a little bit unhinged, but just enough to be amazing. I missed one of my June 9th releases, and it's Harvest Season by Brynne Weaver. This is going to be book 2 in the Cape Carnage series. Again, not sure how much I can say without giving too much away, especially as I have not read the first book. I have been waiting for this one to come out because I heard that Brynne Weaver gives a really harsh cliffhanger, and I don't think that my emotions can handle it. So I'm waiting for much closer to book 2 to be out to start the first one. So in book 2 of the Cape Carnage series, Nolan uncovers dark secrets that multiply, drawing him into a dangerous web of lies, missing people, and mounting chaos. Harper's hidden past begins to unravel, leaving her unsure who to trust, including Nolan, who once intended to kill her. As tensions rise and loyalties fracture, their growing connection becomes as perilous as the deadly truths closing in around them. I do think these are going to be great. I'm scared to be left on a cliffhanger. I can't handle it. My final book for this video is Witch Season by Julia Bianco. I actually have an arc for this one as well. I just haven't read it yet, but it sounds very good. This is a story about Catherine Barnes, who is an enforcer with the Aestus Coven, and she works to control and recruit unsettled witches, which is a position kind of deep-rooted in her past and connected to her loyalties to the coven leader, Sylvia Page. When a powerful heir from their rival coven called Silas comes to challenge the Aestus Coven, Catherine clashes with him despite their obvious attraction to one another. Now, I think we're going to have an outside threat that forces the two to work together and probably become closer and fall in love and like all of that stuff. But it just sounds like maybe more adventure, a little less romance, and something a bit different from what I normally read. So I'm really excited about it. So those are my top picks for the next 3 months. I know there were a lot more and I had to cut the list down, but did I miss anything that you guys think that I would really, really adore? Did anything here spark your interest? Let me know down in the comments if you're planning to snag any of these on release date and which ones you're most excited for. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye.